Like an information worker. Information workers are people like you and me who work with data, who work with documents, who work with presentations every day, and we make our living working with information, right? So Bharat and Haresh talked about this thing about productivity, efficiency, and a whole bunch of other concepts. For me, it's about two things. For me, it's about making my life simple, and two, making me look good. Right? Look good, I can't do much about my looks, but I'm talking about the output of work that I create in the workplace. I don't know about, so there's some statistics about like 100 emails per IW per day. How many emails do you guys get in a day?
50.
50?
The hundreds.
100? Pretty much. How about you guys? 200.
Lena said 300.
No, we're not asking junk in
So you get roughly about 200 emails. You get about 50. I get roughly about 100 emails. I have this phenomenon which I call the vacation blues. Do you know when is the most stressful time in a vacation?
The day you get back.
Just the day before you get back. No matter where I am, I am like super stressed the day before I get back. You know why? Because I don't know what's in my inbox.
You don't want to know.
You don't want to know. Actually, some of my colleagues joke that the time you need a vacation is immediately after coming back from one. That's when you need a vacation the most, because it's the most stressful. The same thing happens, the same phenomenon repeats on a repeatable basis every Sunday, 5 o'clock. You guys get that feeling? Some people call it Monday morning blues. I just call it email hell. 5 o'clock, you'll suddenly start, bracing yourself. Should I open my Outlook and should I open my email? Will it spoil my mood for the rest of the evening? So you're always in that dilemma. Is it true? Yeah? You guys face it as well, right? So that's what we mean by the pains of an information worker. Those are the things which we sort of try and solve that, come on, there's got to be a better way of addressing those things. Those are some of the design things that we started thinking about. So let's jump into Outlook first. Let's get started. Alright, so this is my inbox. I come into office, open my email. I got about 4,200 emails on a Monday morning. Alright? Nothing like 4,200 emails to spoil your morning. Because you already have a list of to-do things that you wanted to do. Guess what? There's a whole bunch else coming in. So we wanted to build in some tools in the software to make our life simpler around it. Alright? So very simply, what happens many a times while you get a lot of emails, it's not about a lot of things, It's about few discussion threads and people writing on top of it, and there's a big discussion around it. So the first thing we did was we said, why don't we go ahead and instead of our typical date view, build in a conversation view. Boom. One click, I changed all my emails from individual emails to conversation threads. Alright, which means out of that 42 email I have roughly 5 or 6 conversations that are going on. Okay, so that sets my mood a little bit right. I don't have to read through 42 emails. Probably I still have to, but I know it's about 4 or 5 issues which are out there.
So Rashish, does this happen by sorting by subject or like how does
No,
it
it's called sorting by conversation. So what Outlook does is it recognizes the threads on which people are replying, and it combines it together into conversation threads. So any new email that comes in on that particular topic will go into that thread. Okay? So as we have reduced the thread, few things happen. So let's see. Tailspin toy proposal. Got 10 emails in here, which basically say, we need to get a proposal done, let's get it out, let's sync at some point. Now, another piece that takes a lot of your time on your day-to-day activities is reading mails which are repetitive. Because I reply on this email, somebody else replies on that email. Every trail has got the full trail behind. And sometimes manually you skip some of the emails. Sometimes what you do is, just skim through and find the relevant mail. The other thing that we have built into the software is this thing called cleanup view. So I could click on this and I say clean it up. Clean up the conversation. Alright, so clean it up. Now, you saw that there were 10 emails in that thread. What Outlook did was it found out that in that 10 email, there was just one email that has a whole thread built inside it. Okay, everybody's replies are in there. It recognizes that, it deletes the rest of the thread or puts it in a folder where you want to keep it. So in one shot, I went from 42 emails in my inbox to 6 conversations to in this one conversation, I came to this one email that's left.
But does this merge? I mean, will it be smart enough to tell that? Because I mean, if you have 1 or 2 emails that don't have the entire conversation.
Yes. So it won't. It doesn't merge it to one email.
Or just show the separate.
It will. Let's say, for example, in this thread, there were 2 emails which were slightly different. Cannot merge. So from 10, it will make it to 2.
Yeah.
There is no loss of data or fidelity. If you read those 2 emails, you would have found out everything that you need to know in that thread. Okay? Does it help?
Actually, real life example. I came back from vacation. I had about 500 emails, right? And I'm thinking, it took me, I think, about half an hour at the most to basically clean, understand, and just clear the box. Okay? Your question? No.
Is it a question?
This is our life. This is my favorite capability in Outlook 2010. It makes my life a lot easier.
Can I ask you another stupid question?
Sure.
Isn't that the last email on that subject anyways?
Need not be. Because emails branch out.
Yeah.
You see, somebody would add a new guy to the thread. Somebody will not reply all. Somebody would add a context to that mail that's not sent to everyone.
Okay.
So it does all the magic behind it to find out who's added, who's deleted, which are the emails that must have. So it compresses the whole thing. Now Bharat talked about his favorite feature. Let me show you my favorite feature in Outlook. All of us, tell me if you guys have seen this before. One guy sends an email to a big group. I think we should have beer in our cafeteria. You know? Sends it to 200 people in the company. And people start jumping in. I want it too, I want it too. Half of the guys in the middle of it say, stop clogging my inbox. Remove me from this mailing list. The other guy replies all on top of it and says, remove me also from the mailing list. And this thing snowballs into a big thread. Does that happen to you guys?
Yeah.
I see heads nodding. Happens all the time, right? Now, this is my personal favorite. I have this button called the ignore thread button. Guess what happens when I click this ignore thread button? I press it and it's gone. Not only all the previous mails are gone, also any subsequent email that comes onto that thread won't hit my inbox. It will go to my deleted items straight away. And I can choose where to send it.
Think of it as noise cancellation.
I call it the mute button.
Right?
There's too much emails flying around on a topic, press the mute button.
Basically predetermined filter.
It's dynamic, right? So it's a conversation. Something says inviting somebody or add me to this DL or delete me from this DL, and it's the favorite one where somebody doesn't know, they reply all, and the thread keeps going, and you're like, why? And it just keeps hitting your inbox, right? It could be, so all you do is ignore, and dynamically it creates a filter whereby not only whatever's in your inbox, but all future emails related to that will be just sent directly into the delete box, because you've chosen to do that. You don't want to have anything to do with this conversation.
So but you could choose it to have it sent somewhere else aside.
Actually, send it to my. I have a folder that says read during weekends. Send it to that folder. It happens a lot, especially.
Normally you wouldn't want to, right? On that, because because for there what you might want to use is that the combination feature that he talked about, right? Because there may be some things that you want. But things like this is like a lot of random stuff that comes in related to, which has nothing to do with you. You just happen to be on that DL, right? And you just like, boom. I don't want have anything to do with this conversation.
Speaking of which, can I ask about the previous feature where you have the you consolidate all the emails and replies?
Yes.
Could you configure to since you will be, wherever you click on the thread, they will show all those emails. Can you configure it to I show certain replies that
By certain people?
That kind of thing. You have the kind of freedom to adjust so that maybe I just want to for convenience sake, I just remove this email. I'll
Or
just
could I-
contact
certain
the-
conversation.